and did shoot him. He was taken to the hospital where he was treated and has been released. Garland officers that were close by saw what was going on, engaged the two men, shot, and killed them both there at the scene by their car. Because of the situation and what was going on today and history of what we've been told has happened at other events like this, we're considering their car as possibly containing a bomb. So our bomb unit is there. They're still working on that vehicle. And that's where we are at this time. So far as identifications or anything on the men, we've not touched their bodies because they're close by the car. Once that's cleared, then we'll find out who they are and exactly what was going on. We are in the process of interviewing any witnesses along with the man that was shot.
Joe, any idea how long it's going to take to clear that car, to see what's in the car?
That is the question that's been asked. It's a very slow, tedious operation that goes on. A lot of things, and maybe even having to x-ray different things. So it could take several more hours. It could end in 15 or 20 more minutes. It's just, we don't know.
Were you able to see anything in the car?
Don't know that.
Did the men yell anything before they shot?
I don't know anything so far as any conversations that took place. The only things that we know right now is that they drove up, got out, and opened fire on the security officer.
So
who they are?
Sorry?
Any indication who they are or any...
Don't have any idea at this time who they are.
Is there something about the car that leads you to be suspicious of the car? Can they see something, or is it just a matter of precaution?
It's a matter of precaution because of what happened and what's happened at other events involving these people. We're taking every precaution that we can. The event center, we evacuated businesses that were close by. We evacuated the event center by putting people in Garland school buses and taking them away from that area.
Do you know if Officer Joyner heard anything from the suspects before they opened?
Do not know that.
Any immediate threat in the area right now, Joe?
Say that again.
Any immediate threat right now in the area?
Not that we're aware of. However, you've seen helicopters flying overhead, and those are police helicopters.
Joe, witnesses in the parking lot that were walking outside described seeing a third suspect being put in a squad car. Can you give us any information on that?
Don't have any idea of that. The only thing that I've been told is the two men that were out shooting that were shot and killed at the scene.
And just to be clear, the officer that was shot, was he here working this event?
Yes.
Were you when this event was organized, were you thinking that something like this could happen? Were you prepared?
We prepared for something like this simply because there were additional officers that were hired for this event by the school district. We had talked with them in preparing for this event in case something like this happened.
How many people were inside the event?
Approximately 200 attended the event.
How long do you anticipate the area to be locked down?
No idea. Don't even have a guess at this point.
Do you have an estimate for how long this entire sequence took from the time the guys pulled up to the time officers shot and killed?
Very short. I was outside, heard the gunfire start. Gunfire just lasted seconds before it was over.
What was the first thing you did?
Got in my car, got in to secure an area where people could enter, where the media was coming in. That's what I was responsible for, and secured that area so no one could come in there and looking for anybody else moving around.
Any description at all of the shooters?
No, I don't. I just know two males.
Is the suspect vehicle known to the police?
Not that I'm aware of.
Any indications that these are connected, that the event and the suspects?
Not right now. Certainly, we're going to be looking at that, but there's a lot of investigation to be done once we get that car cleared, first to figure out who it is and see what their connections are.
Describe the process. What is that like? What's going on right now with the car?
The bomb unit, they were getting ready to take up a robot and go through it. Several different devices. They also brought a bomb containment trailer in case they find something where they can put an incendiary device in that vehicle, in that trailer.
Talk about the evacuation. How large was it and how big of a task was that?
What we had to do was line up the school buses, get their drivers. We moved those people towards the back of the building, further away from the car in case there was a bomb and it went off. Once we got the buses secured, we brought them on property, brought them out the doors that they were taken into, and evacuated them that way.
Do you know if the suspects and stuff?
Say that again.
What about the area of businesses? I mean, how big of an evacuation and is going on right now?
The evacuation's done, and we're working on the car. That's what's happening right now.
The car is stolen, owned, rented, anything about it?
Have no idea.
How close did the car get to the building itself?
It's stopped out in front of the building, and I would say it's to the, not in front, probably to the side of the building. There is an entrance to the side, and I believe that's on the west side. On the roadway is where that is.
The people on the school buses that were taken from the convention center, they were taken to an undisclosed location. Are they going to stay there for a while, or are they free to leave themselves?
It's my understanding where they are, and I'm not sure where that is. I've just told that there's media there where they are.
But are they going to be staying there? Are they free to leave?
No, they will end up, once this area is secure, all their vehicles are back at the event center, so they'll still have to get their cars. Don't know if that's going to be tonight or tomorrow.
There were some tweets that indicated acceptance of responsibility for this. Have y'all looked into that at all?
There's been all kinds of social media out there, a lot of things that we'll put out that are not true. Everything I've given to you is simply fact right now.
Do you suspect that the two suspects had any kind of explosives on them, or are you just looking at the car?
We're looking at the cars, and we will look at them too, but we're being cautious on everything.
Were there any credible threats before the event?
Get in and out of their home?
So far as threats, we've been monitoring this for several months. So far as a credible threat that we had, like this event that happened, no.
Any residents that are affected, can they get to their homes and out? Or
not to my knowledge have we evacuated any residents. It's been the businesses that were around there closed.
What about a nearby hotel? We heard that there were people at a hotel that were locked inside. Any plans to evacuate them?
Don't know that. I haven't been told that.
And you said just a minute ago the bodies are outside the car?
Yes.
On the ground?
Yes. And simply because we're not going to expose ourselves to a bomb that's inside a car. And the bodies are close to the car, so yes, the bodies are still outside near the car. Once that car is clear, then we'll take care of the bodies.
Just to clarify, there was no immediate threat, credible threat that you guys had going into this specifically?
No.
And did both suspects
how long
have
did
guns?
the shooting lasted?
Seconds.
Did both suspects have guns?
Yes.
What kind of guns?
Guns?
Don't know what kind of guns. We will know that once we get up to them. But again, right now the threat that we're worried about and dealing with is the car and any possible bomb that may be in that car.
Joe, were you able to speak to the Garland ISD officer, maybe his account of what happened?
Detectives are talking to him now, have not heard what he has said.
Was he hired by the group, or?
He works for Garland Independent School District.
So all the security that was out here, all the security, the extra security, was it paid for by the group that sponsored the art exhibit tonight?
My understanding, yes. What Garland ISD does is for any event, they hire off-duty Garland police officers, along with some of their security officers who are here tonight. There were additional police officers that were hired for this event simply because going back to the event that was here in January, then what's surrounded these type of events in other parts of the world, additional security was added to this event tonight. Luckily it was, because it ends up we had a threat and they executed that threat.
How many officers were there?
I don't have a number of all the officers that were there.
Would it be dozens or?
I don't know. I can give you a number later on, but I don't have those numbers now.
Joe, will this impact the high school that's next door tomorrow?
I wouldn't think so, simply because we would expect to get this cleared, the car cleared. Of course, we've got a crime scene there that's going to take hours to work. I wouldn't think, though, it's not close enough to the high school that it should delay any school opening there.
Maybe you hit on this earlier. Can you describe the suspect?
All I know, it's two males.
Can you describe the aftermath of the shooting?
Locking down, securing areas, making sure there were nobody else moving towards the event center that may be carrying guns or trying to harm anybody else.
Were there a lot of people in the parking lot, or was it just the...
No, there wasn't a lot of people in the parking lot. It was probably about 10 or 15 minutes before the event was going to be over when this occurred. Okay, that's pretty well it.
Joe, any update on when you might be out again to talk to us?
Don't know right now. It's all depending on this bomb workup, and I just don't know how long that's going to take. Okay, but as soon as we have something additional and can put it out, we'll let you know. Okay, thank you.
Sure, we got a lot of mics on.
All right, so that's the latest.